Props are really good, but it needs to be treated responsibly. If you treat it like a slot machine, it's exactly what it is. If you treat anything like a slot machine, it's exactly what it is. If you actually want to come into the market, trade money with real edge and a real trading system, it's one of, if not the best opportunities to learn in the market. And you can also make good money doing it. If you're going to treat it recklessly, it's not going to end well. But obviously everything has its risks, you know?
Yep. I think that last statement that Kane made there is so spot on, and understanding how to manage it. I mean, that's the whole thing, Kane, right? Is like you came in, you set out to do what you're going to do. You got your payout, you went live, you've gone back to using it. You found a way to use the system to your advantage. And that's the goal. I want to see traders successful. I don't care what they use in terms of which props. You know, obviously we want them on Trade prop because we know we're going to talk about the software in just a second, but find their way to becoming an independent, successful trader. That's all I care about, is growing the pie.
Yeah. And that's, you know, I've said this multiple times. I always have the same conversation with a lot of people. It's like, what would you be an advocate for? Someone depositing $10,000 to a live account and ultimately losing it because the game is, you know, you're going to lose money at the start, or spend a couple of $100, figure it out, treat it respectfully and responsibly, just like you would and should your live account. You do the exact same thing in both. You probably will lose less money in trading prop, learning your way, and then pivoting to a live account, right?
Yeah, no, exactly.
I like taking volume charts with time and sales. You can see different algos turned on or off based on price action.
Ultimately, none of all that matters, because the truth is, what matters is whatever helps you make money in the market.
Amen. Is there anyone in the chat that's never taken an L? Yeah,
the chat has never taken an L.
Never, ever, ever.
Bit of an aggressive sell here right off the open.
18 points instantly. Bang. Kane sends signals to the CME. I am the CME. The gold kind of held its opening range. The one thing I don't like is quite literally from 820 to now, we have not gone below the 820 low. Like the 820 low doesn't even exist, but there's no wick. So the low is literally the low. No wick. Can I explain why the 820 opening is the opening range? The 820 is the open from gold pits back in the day. That's kind of reason that it's that. I don't think that they've adjusted. If you use the regular trading hours sessions, it doesn't come online until 9:30. So,
well, there's the volatility. I mean, the pit open for gold is 720, 820,
820 EST, the real time. Yeah,
the fake time,
the real time.
That's when that market, you know, traditionally opens, and the volume is still, you know, the volume comes online at that time. So
there you go, boys and girls. Oof, nice little spike on gold here into that overnight high. Come on, there it goes. Sweet.
All right, we're short 45.
Yeah, we tapped that area that I was looking at, 57.50. Nice little reaction out of there. It's gonna be hard for me to get involved here. I could maybe short 42s if we come back to it. Make new lows off 42s, maybe. This is a very risky short though, for me at least.
This is gonna be my last.
I am definitely picking the wrong spots to get involved here.
I'd actually like to go with the intra-market trend unless it's off of the low. And right now this low is not a good low for me. 957. Any I'm open to.
Give me a better look at something. Went for the continuation here. Got a little bit, then scratched on one. Trying to get in this one, but
no, I'm in 42.25.
Oh, of course. Now you are.
I did say I would though.
Yeah,
that was the area.
That's gonna go. That's the frustration of taking yourself out sometimes is not always the right move.
Yeah, but sometimes you also just need to sit and chill, you know? I get it. Don't be frustrated. I know I would be. I was fucking super frustrated last week. Holy.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Okay, I'm gonna just go break even here. Remove all risk. Nice. I got my base. So I got my base here on my TPT accounts with this trade as well. So my TPT accounts are up nicely on it. They immediately just trailed out here. The way I work with the props when I copy trade them is I just set daily TP targets on my prop accounts using TraderBait, and it just closes the trade out, closes all positions. So something to note here, just quickly on this trade, is that ES just took out this low that I was aiming for. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and cover right now, $1,000, because I don't want to get greedy on it. And it was was risking a couple $100, made 1,000 on like 2.8, copied it to most of my prop accounts. So it's a nice one. Gold really pushing now. That spike through that overnight high, which, kind of bullish on gold. So, and I also, another reason I wanted to close out here is that if I'm aiming for this low and ES is already trading into it, right? And this starts to rally in my face, I have an option to join it here, or I can join it here and look to take it the other side. And I now have some money that I've made on the day to use that as a buffer for a small paper cut and play some sort of upside reversal. So yeah. So to the guy that asked me right at the beginning of the stream, how many losses today? We're on 0 right now. We're actually on 2 wins for the day. So you can take that one to your party later. I'm sure you're really fun at those.